Hello and welcome to the next video on this channel. My name is Peps and today we will be talking about the big news that occurred today as Hiroshi Tanahashi's opponent for his retirement match at Wrestle Kingdom 20 in not even 2 months was announced today on New Japan's show in Anjo. The show originally ended with a great main event between Hiroshi Tanahashi and Yuto-Ice. I'm sorry, I love this pronunciation. Where Yuto had another really fun performance, showing his potential in singles matches after the already fantastic outing that he had against Yuya Uemura at the Korakuen Hall show last month to build up the tag team title match between him and Oscar against Uemura and Shota Umino at King of Pro Wrestling. A fantastic match that people should check out if they haven't. I would imagine all of you have already. After the match, Tanahashi did his usual Tanahashi stake, including playing on 3 air guitars, 2 that he got from the Young Lions and 1 that he got from a fan, playing with the fans in general, interacting with them. And then he went for his signature Aishitimasu, and then kind of out of nowhere, everyone thought, okay, now it's over. I was expecting something, but after that, I was like, okay, nothing is happening. And then the coin drop hit. The crowd slowly realized what is going on, and Kazuchika Okada, together with Gedo, walked out as the crowd jumped from their seat and went insane. The crowd reaction was out of this world. This was one of the loudest pops of the year, and for sure, one of the loudest pops or reaction for an appearance in New Japan that we have seen in years, if not a decade. The crowd went absolutely crazy. We're seeing there were some fan videos posted. You were seeing people jumping up in the background, getting, oh my god, and going from the hard cam to the left first, because they thought, okay, Okada's coming out there, but then they saw, okay, he's coming out to the right, and they were sprinting over to the right to be there to see Kazuchika Okada coming out together with Gedo. Okada then slowly walked into the ring as the crowd started to chant his name, because it's not only anywhere, it's in Anjo, so in his hometown on his birthday. So the crowd was extra on their feet for him. And he wore a black suit, a simple black suit, which is very similar to the outfit that he wore when he challenged Tanahashi for the first time at Wrestle Kingdom 6. That was leading to the big Rainmaker shot match in New Beginning 2012. And his promo that he cut to Tanahashi here in Anjo was very similar as well, especially for the wording, as he said something like, Tanahashi's son, congratulations on your retirement and thank you for the work. You must be tired. The quote is, of course, from the English Twitter page of New Japan Global. You can check out, of course, the rest of the promo there. Or on New Japan World, I think Chris Charlton and Walker Stewart will upload VOD in English soon. So check it out there if you want the full promo translated. And like I said, it's just very similar to the promo that he cut in 2012, and it just shows they have been putting a lot of work to figure out little details to build this match up, to build up this specific segment, and it works. It is a great callback to the first real meeting once Okada came back from his excursion. And with that, it's official. Tanahashi's retirement opponent will be none other than Kazuchika Okada, who is not only his greatest rival, in my opinion at least, but also one of the biggest stars in Japanese wrestling in the last 20 years. They had countless of amazing matches, and this will be, I will take this away, maybe not the best match in terms of the in-ring quality or the in-ring output, but the most emotional one in the biggest Wrestle Kingdom event of all time. If we're talking about Tanahashi versus Okada, we need to talk about a couple of matches that they had in the past, because their rivalry is so legendary. I need to talk about it. Of course, they already had 3 matches at Wrestle Kingdom. The first one was at Wrestle Kingdom 7 in 2013. The second one was in 2015, so that's Wrestle Kingdom 9. And then the last one being at Wrestle Kingdom 10 in 2016. With Tanahashi winning the first 2 and Okada getting the big win at Wrestle Kingdom 10. And finally overcoming Tanahashi on the biggest stage. Because the Wrestle Kingdom trilogy that they had so far was mainly built around Okada struggling to overcome Tanahashi when it matters the most. on the biggest stage in New Japan, in the Tokyo Dome. And that is something that you only can tell in Japanese wrestling. He finally did it in his third try after a storyline that went over 4 years. And all 3 matches of those have a ton of importance for both of their careers as well as for Wrestle Kingdom as a whole as an event, because Kazuchika Okada with Tanahashi was pretty much the first big feud that a lot of international fans tuned into back in 2013, 14, 15 when New Japan started originally getting hype overseas after their tremendous matches together. And those are the headlining matches of the Wrestle Kingdom at that point. These two were there, and they delivered every single one of them. And I think that is something in Japanese wrestling that just works the best. You can have multiple year-long storylines without the matches being, well, we have seen that before, because a lot of these main event stars are just so good at switching up different kinds of aspect in a match to make everything feel new, if not special. Another match that I want to mention, and is maybe seen as the best match they had in the rivalry, is the Invasion Attack 2013 one, which is like maybe one of the maybe the best match of all time, maybe one of the top 5 matches of all time. I would definitely put in top 10 matches of all time, personally at least. It just shows perfectly what the early stage of the rivalry were between Tanahashi and Okada, with Tanahashi taunting Okada, and while Okada was locked in fully from the very beginning, which is a complete change to the prior matches at that stage. And that just makes all of these Okada and Tanahashi matches stand out from each other, because they are evolving from match to match in the rivalry. Not a single match, at least in the early stages, feel the exact same to the other. There were different aspects, different kinds of body parts worked over and everything. And this is just what they are doing so well. And now, going to 2024, where they had the last singles match, Okada and Tanahashi already were kind of like, past their physical prime, even though Okada's still young and was still in the prime in terms of in-ring output, but still. And they kind of had a send-off match there in the mid-card of the New Beginning show in Osaka in February 2024, because Okada was leaving the company, shockingly for many, to join AEW later that year. And in that match, both of them just did the greatest hit they can in front of a white-hot crowd, white-hot audience, that just made the match even more emotional than it already was. And we're totally behind both these people, just chanted their name and had like a lot of fun. Now, 1.5 years later, they will face off again. This time it will be not a fake send-off, because one of them is leaving from America, but this time it will be a real send-off. The final match, the final match of Hiroshi Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom in the Tokyo Dome in front of so many people. But what can we expect from the match itself? We have talked about now how fantastic the matches can be. We talked about how a match between them will look, or looked in the past, but how will a match of them look now? Well, in AEW, we have seen that Kazuchika Okada can deliver outstanding performances in big match situations. We have seen that a lot this year. Speedball Mike Bailey, Kenny Omega, the match at All Out against Mascara Dorada and Konosuke Takeshita, the tag team belt match at Wrestle Dream, where he teamed with Konosuke Takeshita against Bro Dido, and so many more. The Rainmaker knows when to step up in the big match situations, that he has every single time. And he knows this is going to be maybe the most important match of his career, as he will not only be the retirement match of Hiroshi Tanahashi, he will be the retirement match of maybe the greatest wrestler of all time, maybe the biggest star Japanese wrestling has brought out in the last 20 years. But most importantly, he will be the retirement match of one of his closest friends, a guy that put him onto the scene, a guy he's thankful for, a guy that was so selfless towards Okada, gave to Okada the world, and Okada knows that. Okada will go out there and deliver a fantastic performance, and we can be 100% sure about it. Meanwhile, the question marks around Tanahashi's conditions are always there, and I can totally understand that because that guy is kind of coked. But this year he has shown in his retirement road that he can still go into big matches. His G1 Climax run, his IWGP World title match against Hiroki Goto, his recent match against Yota Tsuji in his hometown in Gifu, and now even today against Yuto-Ice. All of these matches were at least good to great. That mixed with at least 30,000 fans coming to see Tanahashi will push the match to a level that we have not seen between them. Maybe not in terms of the in-ring quality itself, but the emotional side, the big-time feeling, everything. It will be a completely different match from everything else and will stand out on its own. I think fans, even if they are down on one of those two wrestlers right now, can expect a phenomenal retirement match that will live up to the name Kazuchika Okada versus Hiroshi Tanahashi one last time. And we obviously need to mention here, they have announced that they already sold 31,000 tickets for the venue, for the Tokyo Dome. And with Okada being announced, it's going to be interesting what the number is going to be at the end of the day. My personal guess was when the whole thing started that they may get to something between 40,000 and 35,000. And I still think, to this day, or at least that is what I believe, they will at least get the 30,000 with Okada coming back, because we have seen reactions. It's going viral on Twitter in the Japanese audience, and with Kamitani and everything. They will get 30,000, in my opinion. I think they will be aiming for 50,000. I don't know how possible that is. We will see. But the number is already fantastic. It has already beaten Keiji Muto's retirement show. If they are getting to 40,000, it will be out of this world. If they are getting near 50,000, it will be a number that defines Tanahashi's career in a totally different light. Even before that, Tanahashi is already, in my opinion, a top 5 greatest wrestler of all time, maybe the best wrestler of all time. And if he draws like 34,000 tickets for his retirement match, then you can just, greatest retirement road, everything, just name it, right? He will be not only undeniable, but undeniable, but in the list of the undeniable ones. So for the last point, I want to mention how I personally feel about the retirement opponent being Okada, because I made it very much known on Twitter that I was in favor of Tanahashi facing Shinsuke Nakamura in his retirement match. And that was mainly due to the fact that Okada and Tanahashi already had a standoff match that I mentioned in Osaka in 2024. But it's Kazuchika Okada versus Hiroshi Tanahashi in his retirement match in the Tokyo Dome. I can't be mad, upset, or sad at that, because why should I? It's in the end Tanahashi's decision. He wanted Okada. He likely wanted Nakamura too, and it was just not possible. Doesn't matter. In the end, he chose Okada, and I personally am very happy with that, because it's Okada. He's, in my opinion, still a top tier choice to me. Like, it was always, for me, I wanted Nakamura at first, then Okada, then Naito, then Omega. Those 4. One of those 4, and it would have been more than happy. I got the second best option for me. So I can't wait to see the match. I can't wait to see the final chapter for what is, for me, the best rivalry in wrestling. And they have one final match to get in Tokyo Dome against each other. And it will be tremendous to watch. I can't be mad at that. And I hope people are not too disappointed that they didn't get the choice they wanted, because we are getting Okada now. And I think Okada is a great choice, because he fits perfectly into what Tanahashi is. And it also, to be fair, we need to mention that Okada gets another checklist match because he now not only is going to retire Tanahashi, but also retired, of course, Tenryu in 2015, I believe. And a also fantastic match that people need to check out if they haven't. So there's that. With that, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please leave your opinions on Okada being the opponent in the comments if you have interest to that. And then we will see each other soon again. With that, bye-bye.